Assalamualaikum everyone, and thank you to Asfar and MAP for having me here. Interesting statistics being shared by Maheen, by Riaz and by Ori, and thank you to everyone being here. If you look at the world, it's in a state of a mess. I don't think so only Pakistan is in a state of a mess. And there's different kind and different flavors floating around. The biggest two themes being talked about globally, there are many, but I think so they've kind of got down to two, which is climate change and inequality. And we have seen what climate change has done to us. And it has a direct impact on the inequality. पहले भी लोग बहुत ही गरीब थे, बहुत ही मुश्किल हालात के अंदर थे, और जो फ्लड्स आए हैं उसके बाद उनके हालात और ज़्यादा ख़राब हो गए. And the only way we can change that is this concept called shared prosperity. And I think so this new age company which we call startups has very well embraced the concept of shared economy, where everyone is a beneficiary, which is very different than the pure play capitalism. Now, one of the statistics I would like to share is 80 richest people in the world today share the same wealth which 3.5 billion people in the world share. Now, that gap is further widening and will continue to widen. The question is how to address it. And it's not an easy answer how to address it. Earlier, we thought it's government's job to look after the society, the welfare of people. फिर हमने कहा साथ में NGO का भी काम है, तो NGOs भी basically ये काम करें. But the reality is government and NGOs cannot fill the gap because the gap is huge. And we need corporations like us to step forward to really basically contribute to really bridging this societal gap. And we need to therefore move away from a pure play capitalism to conscious capitalism, because corporations are no more here to actually make money. They now need to actually serve the society, and if they are not serving the society, they're going to be a problem. And why there's going to be a problem? Because these millennials or Gen Zs, they are not interested to work for organizations which are hardcore capitalistic organizations. अगर आप इस वक्त LinkedIn की latest research आई है, and they have talked about 5 key areas जो youngsters जो millennials हैं, in an order of priority they want to work for that organization. The number 1 in the world is well-being. Well-being. So they're saying my well-being must not get compromised. The number 2 is flexibility. Give me flexibility to work from anywhere I want. Yeah. Number 3, they are saying purpose. How purposeful and meaningful my job is. The third is reward, and the fourth is career progression. Now, when I was growing up and when I graduated, career progression was number 1, the reward, and then the rest. And therefore, what we need to do is we need to address the answer. For me, the unimaginable is, and I think so, now I'm about to say something which is very controversial. It is controversial globally, but I genuinely believe in that. Pakistan has to move away from this minimum wage of 25,000 rupees to a fair living wage. And what is this fair living wage? Yeah. There's a fair living network which calculates the fair living wage for every country, for every city in the world. और जो उन्होंने कैलकुलेशन पाकिस्तान के लिए की हुई है, जहाँ पे आपको एक इंसान को एक डिग्निफाइड ज़िंदगी गुजारने की ज़रूरत है, जहाँ पे उसको हेल्थ का भी मिले, उसको एजुकेशन का भी एडवांटेज मिले, वो कराची, लाहौर, इस्लामाबाद के लिए, ये 1 साल पुराना फिगर है, मैं जो इन्फ्लेशन लगा दूँ और मैं डिवैल्यूएशन लगा दूँ, तो तकरीबन कोई 56,000 रुपीज़ है, और नॉन KLI सिटीज़ के लिए वो तकरीबन कोई 49,000 रुपीज़ है। आज बड़ी मुश्किलों से 25,000 रुपये हुआ है, उसके ऊपर भी बेसिकली जाके कोर्ट में केस हो गया था कि 25,000 रुपये नहीं दे सकते। और मेरे ख्याल में अगर हम लोगों ने सोसाइटल गैप को कम करना है तो हमें ये GDP मैट्रिक से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा और हमें HDI मैट्रिक में जाना पड़ेगा, जो कि ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स है, और पाकिस्तान आज HDI के ऊपर 152 के ऊपर है आउट ऑफ 153 कंट्रीज। और जब तक हम लोगों को वेजेस, जो नीचे का तबका है, उसको फेयर लिविंग वेज नहीं देंगे, वो हमेशा डोनेशन पे, ज़कात के ऊपर, चैरिटी के ऊपर वो चलेगा, वो हमेशा मांगता रहेगा, उसकी लाइफ में जब भी कोई स्पीड बम्प आएगा। एंड आई थिंक सो वी रियली नीड टू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग ओवर इट। अ लॉट ऑफ यू हैव एक्चुअली हर्ड दिस वर्ड कॉल्ड VUCA, which is coined back in 1987 by US military, and it stands for volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous. And you know, a lot of organizations kept on talking about, but the last 5 years this expression is no more relevant. A new expression has been coined, which is called now BANI, and it stands for brittle, anxious, non-linear and incomprehensible. और ये उस दुनिया के लिए निकाला गया है when there's a chaos, and we have now entered into an era which is chaotic, not ambiguous anymore, not uncertain, not volatile, and we need to get prepared for chaos, and it's not going anywhere. Earlier chaos used to happen once in decades, then one time in a decade, then every 3rd or 4th year, and I think so at least I have seen it's been happening the last 3 years consecutively since COVID struck us, and could be every month and every day. So as leaders we really need to think through that how we will prepare to deal with chaos every single day, rather than waiting कि ये अब chaos खत्म होगा तो मैं इस तरह act करूँगा, I'll wait it out. So you can't wait it out anymore. It's here to stay, it's not going anywhere, and it's going to get increasing. So there are 3-4 things that I think so leaders need to be looking at. Number one is new leaders now need to develop an instinct to know the external shifts happening around them much before time. Number two is the ability to sense the fresh economic opportunities. The third one is the ability and the skill to manage and lead in a crisis like a pro. And finally, I think so what's going to be very important, and I think so there are many leaders in the room and in the world, but there are very less human available. This is the time to lead with empathy, because we are about to get into a world of disorder, chaos, distraction, ample people going to be going through the state of mental unwell-being, and therefore empathy and humanness is going to be very important to lead the crowd, particularly the millennials and Gen Z.